Hi there, my name's JJ Heath Caldwell. I'm the chairman of the Clarendon Organising Committee. Many thanks for booking to run with us on the Clarendon this year on Sunday the 3rd of October. What I'm going to do in the next 5-10 minutes is give you a quick overview on some of the key points that you'll need to be aware of to make the most out of the day. The first thing is, if your plans have changed and in actual fact you're not able to run with us, I'm very sorry, but we can't do refunds, obviously. I think everyone's aware of that. But we do allow swaps. So if you can find someone else to run in your place, please let us know and we'll update the database. They can turn up on the day and speak to the timing team and get it updated on the day. But it is useful if you actually email the details to us beforehand so that we can update it, and it's one less thing for us to do on the day. So the first thing's buses. We organise buses both ways. So you can catch a bus before the race or you can catch a bus after the race. So for example, if you're running the marathon, you can get up early in the morning, go to Winchester, park at the South Winchester Park and Ride, catch our bus to Salisbury, run from Salisbury to Winchester, and then get the shuttle bus to the Park and Ride to pick up your car and drive home. You can also do it the other way around, where you drive to Salisbury, park at Salisbury, run to Winchester, and then get the bus back to Salisbury. There's quite a few buses, so please do have a look at the website for the bus timetables. All right, what's next time, I think? Race numbers. We have race numbers, and I have one here somewhere.
What a shame.
Where's it gone? It's all right, I found it. Not a problem. So we have race numbers that look something like this. You pick these up on the day. We don't actually post them in the post, and so don't expect to get one of these in the post. They'll come on the day. And we will also give you 4 safety pins. We do like to recycle these afterwards, so please do hand them in at the end. If you forget, obviously it's not a problem. But if you do hand them in, can you clip them together like that, please? Because it's best not to have sharp bits of metal pointing around the place. So clip them together and pop them in. There'll be a little box at the end after you've crossed the finish line. That's all straightforward. Some of the relay teams sometimes need their numbers beforehand. If you are on a relay team and if you really do need your numbers beforehand, it's difficult to arrange, but we can do something, so please contact me. Souvenir program. We'll have a souvenir program like this. We didn't have one last year because of all the changes that we had to make, but we are doing a souvenir program again this year. You will get one of these when you're actually signing in. Have a quick look through it while you're waiting and then pop it in your bag so that it can be sent to Winchester, and then you can take it home with you afterwards and have a look through. So that's the souvenir program, and many thanks to all of the advertisers who've actually advertised with us to actually help pay for this and make it all happen. We really appreciate that. Clothes bags. So bring a bag, wear warm clothes when you're coming in, and bring a bag. When you're about to race or getting towards racing, take your warm clothes off, pop them in your bag. We'll give you a baggage label with your number on it. Pop that onto the bag and then put the bag on the bag bus, and the bag bus will take that back to Winchester. So later on, when you arrive at Winchester, you'll be able to collect your bag with your warm clothes. Okay, that's all straightforward. Dressing appropriately. You're running, so obviously we get quite warm when we run. Last year we had Storm Alex, so it was very wet and rather cold. So look at the weather forecast. If it looks like it's going to be a bit wet, you're best to take a lightweight raincoat with you. Even if you don't wear it, you can just carry it in your hand. If the weather says it's going to be great, then you probably won't need it, but dress appropriately. COVID precautions. COVID is still with us. I know that the government has very much freed up the regulations, but please act sensibly at all times. COVID is a very contagious virus. There's also the flu virus and other viruses as well. So please maintain reasonable social distancing. No hugging or kissing, obviously. Okay, thank you. Mass starts and staggered starts. Last year we did staggered starts so that we could actually spread everybody out for social distancing. The year before, we did mass starts. What we're going to do this year is a combination of the both. So we're encouraging you to join the mass starts because they're great fun and it's nice all running off together and so forth. But if you want to leave early because you want to maintain social distancing, then you can. And if you are someone who needs a lot more time to complete the course, certainly leave early. Now, what we don't want is anyone to leave so early that they actually arrive at Winchester before 1:15 in the afternoon. So we definitely do not want any fast runners leaving early. So the way you work this out is have a look at the website. You work out the fastest possible time that you could actually take if everything goes really, really well. Work out that fastest possible time, guess, and then have a look on the website, and that will tell you the earliest time that you can leave. So don't leave earlier than your earliest time. Provided you take the right time on the website, that means you won't arrive before 1:15. If you do arrive before 1:15, that will cause all sorts of problems. Arrows and signs. We have lots of arrows and signs. That's one of the small ones. And we also have these big ones, which are sometimes straight ahead, sometimes going left, sometimes going right. But we've got about 500 of these all the way along. So do look out for the arrows. Most of them are yellow. We also have miles marks, and generally this is the number of miles to go. So the first one you'll see if you're doing the full marathon is 26. The first one you'll see if you're doing the half marathon is 13. And if you're doing the 5 mile mini, then of course the first one is 5. So watch out for these. We try to locate them as accurately as possible, but obviously you can find that some are a little bit earlier than they should do and some are a little bit later, but hopefully they're in the right sort of general area. So the last one you'll see will be 1 mile to go. And in fact, one thing I can try and if you're not in too much of a hurry, try and see if you can get a picture of yourself with the 1 mile to go sign. It's a great selfie to be able to show people afterwards. That's that one. Arrows and signs. Marshals. We have over 100 marshals. In fact, on the day we have about 200 marshals altogether, but we have about 100 marshals on the route. Generally, they're all wearing rotary tabards. When you run past the marshals, please do say thank you, Marshal. They really appreciate it. We need to make sure they have a good day as well. And of course, we want them to come back next year. So if they have lots of runners saying thank you, Marshal, that always goes down well. So please say thank you, Marshal, as much as you can. Toilets. We do have various toilets along the way. We have got toilets at the Winterslow Relay Change, and we've got them at the Broughton Sports Club and the Hall, Village Hall in Broughton. We've also got them at the Farley Mount Monument changeover, and we've also got one on the gate to Westwood. That's about 3.5 miles to go. So we have got toilets out there. Look out for them. Generally, we'll put up a sign like this just to let you know that you've got a toilet coming up. That's all straightforward. Headphones. We do allow people to wear headphones, but you do at your own risk. I know it's great to wear headphones, so if you want to, sure. But the disadvantage with wearing headphones, of course, is that you don't hear as much as what's going on around you. Particular place at risk is obviously when you're crossing roads. So when you're crossing roads, make sure you look left and right. Straightforward. Traffic congestion. There's lots and lots of little roads all the way along the route. If you've got spectators who want to sort of see you, please encourage them really just to go to the finish line and see you at the finish line. Because we do have a lot of traffic jams in the route, and it does upset some of the locals, and we want to keep on good terms with them. So if you've got spectators, suggest that they go to King's and have an easy day. If you're a relay team, then obviously you need to drive around, but don't drive on the little country roads. The way to do it is to drive up to the A30, I think it's the A30, which is a fast road, and then down, okay, and then back up to the A30 and along and down. If you do that, you'll avoid the traffic jams. The one place you definitely do not want to try and drive through is King Somborne. King Somborne, there are always queues, and you could be in a queue for quite some time if you hit it at the wrong time. Okay, so please do everything you can to avoid traffic congestion. And I must say it's probably best to use a map rather than use a navigator. I know everybody uses a navigator these days, but to consider using a map, it's a better way to do it. Okay. So Kiddies Race at King's School, as I was just saying, we encourage spectators to go to King's School. We organise a little kiddies race which takes off at 12:45. You don't have to be pre-entered or anything like that. It's free, and it suits the age 6 through to 12. It's just a fun thing. And we've also got some free medals that we hand out to the participants afterwards. So if you've got a partner with some kids or family with young kids, do tell them we have a kiddies race at King's School, and they can go along and have a good time doing that. Welcome stations or water stations. We have lots of these along the way. In fact, we have 14 water stations. Okay, so I hope you can see all of that sign there. We have 14 water stations, so these have all got water. They also have jelly beans, bananas and flapjacks. And while we know that you probably want to stop there and have a full-size picnic, if you are feeling a bit peckish, there are some bites there, so you can get something to eat just to help keep you going, because running 26 miles obviously is quite some time. All of the drink stations are run by separate charities who help us out on the day, and this is how we use your money, because we pay all the charities a donation to their charity, and that's what helps to make the whole thing happen. Virtually all of us are volunteers. I'm a volunteer. We don't get paid for what we do. We just do it because it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it especially. That's that one. Overtaking. Okay, most of the trail, most of the 26 miles is relatively wide, so you can overtake people, no problem at all. But there's a couple of areas where the track's quite narrow. If you are running along a narrow track and you want to overtake someone who's in front of you who's travelling more slowly, can we please do that in a way that's as polite as possible? So as you start gaining on them, do yell out politely that you're coming up behind and you'd like to overtake when possible, please. And if you're that person in front and someone yells out from behind, can you please just acknowledge that you're aware of them and that you're looking for somewhere to pull over, and then look for somewhere where you can pull over and let them go past. But at the end of the day, the Clarendon is an experience race. It's not a sort of thing where you're going to get your personal best. So always wait for the person in front. We don't want our fast runners pressurising the slower runners. So if you're the person at the front, pull over when you're happy to do so, and then the fast runners can run fast. Okay, I hope that's relatively straightforward. There's two main areas where we do have a narrow path for a distance, and in both of those we've got a little sign like this that pops up. Just sort of better check that's the right way up. We've got these two little signs like this that we've put out there just to let you know you are actually going to have a narrow section for some distance. The rest of the narrow sections are really short, so it's not really too much of a problem. Okay. Road crossings. We've got lots of road crossings. Most of the road crossings we've actually got temporary road closures, but not all of them. We will have a sign like this to sort of tell you that you've got a road crossing coming up, just to remind you. All the road crossings also we've got marshals on wearing high-vis jackets to help. We've got road cones, we've got lots of signs, etc., etc. So we've done lots to actually make it as safe as possible. But at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to get across the road safely. So that means don't just run straight across. You need to look to the left and you need to look to the right, and you cross when you're happy there's no cars coming. Always treat cars as though they have right of way. Okay, so road crossings very important. We've never had any accidents to date, and we want to keep it that way. The finish line. So when you reach the finish line, the key thing you want to do is really have a glass of water, because you will be probably a little bit dehydrated by then, and keep warm. So you'll be quite warm because you've just run 26 miles or 13 miles or 5 miles. But the thing to do is to go to the gymnasium, pick up your bag so you can put your warm clothes on. Don't allow yourself to get cold, because once you've got cold, then it's difficult to get warm. But if you put those warm clothes on, you'll be fine. And then really stay around and sort of socialise a bit. We've got a stand selling teas and coffees and cakes. We've also got, hopefully, the hamburger stand selling burgers, really good quality burgers from Broughton Water Buffalo. So we've got those as well. and you can clap the other runners in and things like that, and chat with your friends, etc. So don't rush off. Do stay around. It's all outside, so it's reasonably socially distanced and should be reasonably safe. Massage. Really sorry. We hoped to get the massage this year, but it's just in the end proved not to be practical. So there won't be any massage available this year. Prizes. We have got a lot of prizes to hand out. And these are a special little glass cube prizes. We've also got quite a few little vouchers and so forth that have been given to us. So many thanks to the people who have given us the actual prizes. It's Alexandra Sports, Winchester and Portsmouth, Bangkok Bistro, Winchester, Aroy Thai Restaurant, Winchester, Balaka Restaurant, Winchester, Beechcroft Farm, which is just up the road, and also Hillier Garden Centre. So many thanks to all of those organisations. We really appreciate your support. You shouldn't have to wait very long to pick up the prizes because there's 50 different categories, but we should know by about 1:45 who the winners are, and there will be a link where you'll be able to see it on your mobile phone. So we'll send that through to you. Have a look at the link and see if your name's there. And the names on the list will change, obviously, as more runners come in. But we think by about 1:45, most of them will be correct. So from 1:45, do come and claim your prize. We have also got trophies for Clarendon addicts. So if you're well and truly stuck on running the Clarendon every year, like I am, and if you've done more than 5 or more than 10 or more than 15 or even more than 20 Clarendons, we do have a special little trophy. It's one of these glass cube trophies with the 5, 10, 15 or 20 on it. If you can contact me beforehand so that I can put you on the list so we know who's collecting them. So if you would like to claim a 5, 10, 15 or 20 year trophy, please contact me and we'll be really pleased to give you one at the end of the race. Okay. Photographs. We have Sussex Sports Photography all doing the photographs again this year. We also get lots of photographs from all our friends, and we've got some pretty good photographers on the route. And what we're now doing is feeding some of those photographs in with the Sussex photographs. So when you search on the Sussex website for your free photographs and put your race number in addition to the Sussex photographs, you will also get a mixture of some of our other ones. Remember, you only show up if your race number is clearly showing, so make sure that it's easy to see for the camera to pick up, otherwise you won't be able to pick those up. We'll also be doing Clarendon the movie this year, which if you haven't seen one of the previous ones, do go to the website. It's a fantastic movie. It's put together by our special friend Steve Feeney, who's actually sitting behind the camera at the moment. So Steve hopes to get that the 3-minute Clarendon video out probably within a day or so, and then we'll get the full version out about a week later. And the full version, most of the video in it is obviously Steve's video, but we do put in a lot of other video. I take some myself on my phone as I'm running along, and we really do welcome other runners and marshals giving us little snippets of video, because it's really great to sort of integrate them in so that people can see the full route. And the other thing is you need to do it in landscape, not portrait. Okay, so in other words, if you're taking a photograph, make sure you hold it that way. Don't hold it that way. Just a small point. The T-shirts this year, we have red. That's the T-shirts this year. Okay, so we haven't had red before. We've had all the other colours. And so if any of you out there have been collecting all the T-shirts to make up a complete rainbow, red was the colour that you were missing. So I hope that helps you to complete your set. Yellow is my favourite colour actually, but red's pretty cool. That's okay. And there'll also be a Clarendon medal for you as well. Okay, so they're all, you'll collect those just at the end. And I think that's the main things. On the water that I mentioned earlier on, these are the jugs that the water's dispensed from. So when you go into a water station, there will be, the marshals running it will have a jug like this. They will hold on to the jugs, so please don't pick up the jugs. It's better if we only have one person handling the jugs. We don't really want lots of people handling them. So you hold your cup out, they'll top it up, or your bottle, they'll top it up, and then you can carry on going. And as I say, Please take your own cup, but if you forget, we have got them. Grab one and then hold on to it and use it for the rest of the day, so that so we don't waste more plastic than what we need to. And I think that about brings it to a close. I think I've covered everything. Do have a look at the website. There's a lot of information on there. I'm also sending out some emails with a lot of information on. And I hope you have a fantastic time. I hope we have really nice warm weather this time with blue skies and sun. I haven't looked at the forecast yet, but I'm sure it's going to be really, really good. And the other thing to say is I hope you'll run with us again next year. So the website will be open probably pretty much on the Monday, the next day, where you'll be able to book your slot for next year. Do book as early as possible. It helps us a lot when people book ahead. And we do actually have a slightly lower price for people who book ahead. Having said that, we also allow runners to book on the day. So if you've got any friends who want to join us who haven't yet booked, they can come and join us on the day. So we are geared up for that. They do have to pay, or we ask them to pay, an extra donation of £10 to Rotary Charity. So obviously they are paying a lot more money than if they booked early. But hey, you know, we're pleased to see everybody. And I hope you have a good time. I'll be there. I'll see everybody at Salisbury at the beginning, and then I'll drive to Broughton. And at Broughton, I'll actually join the half marathon and run through with the half marathon myself. So hope to see lots of you out there in the field, and hope to sort of catch up with you at the end, at the finish line at King's School. Thank you very much.